Hello, and welcome back to another Life O'Reilly podcast with me, Jamie.
Me, Michael.
And me, Dad.
It's okay, I'm not going to say anything this week.
Why? You did. You've got to do it. You
You
can't
wanted
break
it
from
last time.
tradition now.
You literally said last time, why you always taking digs that I'm old? Because you're old.
Go on then.
Right,
Dad,
fair
it's so
enough.
old. Go on then.
Dad is that old. He was there when the first shoe was made. He was literally the cobbler himself.
That's
No, that wasn't
fucking
funny. That
old.
one, Jamie. That was garbage. That one.
Yeah, but it's old.
You were there when electricity was invented. There when
Elastic
phone was
trickery.
invented. Honestly. Anyway, shut up. Tonight's episode is a subject close to my heart. It means a lot to me. It's a very big hobby of mine. We're going to be talking about. Sure, we're going to be talking about our. Oh God, this is fucking.
We don't have
We're
to.
going to talk about our favorite airplanes, and the reason I love talking about airplanes is because for once, we're on a subject that I know jack shit about.
There's not much you don't know about, to be fair.
It's not about our favourite aeroplanes. It's basically aeroplanes in general.
Yep. I'm really, really fascinated, like the fact that we have managed to fly thousands of feet in the air where we don't belong. I love it. I love everything about it. It's
So
just absolutely
sarcastic.
fabulous. And no, it's not. It's
Sarcastic.
no, I mean it. It's nearly as close as my love for ships. Nearly.
I told you. I told you it was
Right.
sarcastic.
So, you're not going to hear much of me. You're probably going to hear my opinion here and there, which is alright. I'm okay with that. Most people want to talk during the whole podcast. For once, I get to shut up. I'm going to hand it over to these two plane spotters who happily stand at the end of runways writing down airplane numbers and times.
Oh, no, I wouldn't
Yeah,
go that far.
yeah. Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
yeah.
Give
They
it
haven't
a
never
chance.
done that.
Give it a
Bollocks.
chance.
I'm no bloody plane spotter, train spotter, boat
Yeah.
spotter, or whatever spotter you want to be called.
We have-
I'm a woman spotter.
We have
Fucking-
sat at the end of a runway.
So,
Yeah, I have done that. No, that was different because we were delivering it. It was at the side of the
No.
runway. It was
that was
Gatwick.
different.
No,
Nah,
we
you
sat.
still sat there.
We sat in your car with Sue and Oliver. I had a radio.
Oh, yeah, because you wanted to see the plane. I thought you meant I was delivering when I was delivering to the airport.
No, not everything's about your vans, Dad.
You've done it more than once. You're a plane spotter. Deal with it.
Bollocks. Go and play.
Ah.
Be a truck spotter next week.
He's the kind of man now. He's the kind of man now. Soon he'll be wearing tweed trousers.
Fuck off, tweed trousers.
Honestly. Hey, what was those trousers in the 70s? Is it plaid?
What?
Plaided?
I think you need to look. I don't remember. See, in the 70s, we all wore jeans. Or we were, well, I was in a
Yeah,
school
gotcha.
uniform.
I've seen photos of you back in the day.
Bootlegs, right?
Yeah. You show them what the hell's a pair of plaids? What are plaids? What are they?
Wearing the bootlegs.
Right, used to. Right, in fact, this is good for me. Right, so you used to carry on about your stupid hobby plane spotting and enjoying yourselves and talking about planes.
He's going to get a picture.
mosquitoes and hurricanes.
Don't disrespect
Right.
the mosquito.
I
Oh,
will
yeah,
do
don't
what I
ever
want.
disrespect the mozzie.
Shit.
That goes for you as well.
What?
Don't dizzy respect or
I will
disrespect.
I
Whatever
can't
you
say
just said.
disrespect, so it's dizzy respect. Oh, look, he's looking up on he's goggly in it.
Yeah, well, obviously. It's 30, he's not 130.
The de
is he?
Havilland Mosquitoes is correct name.
No,
AKA
no, Dad.
Aussie.
No, Dad.
What?
He's looking up platforms. Or
Right,
whatever
you
they're
two
called.
just carry on
Bootlegs.
talking about aeroplanes. Leave me to it, yeah, and I'll be back.
So
with you
basically,
soon.
Jamie, you don't want to join in.
No, I do. But I
It
don't
doesn't
know
have
a
to
lot
be. It
about
doesn't have to be about
No.
World
I'm
War
okay.
planes. You could talk about the Concorde, the
I-
747. You know, or that thing that keeps that blew its door off the other day. Was it
I'm
the Max
okay.
or something?
With talking about planes, I'll just put my opinion in every now and then.
He says,
I'm
looking down
okay.
at his phone, looking
Yeah,
at
because
porn.
I've just said to you, right? Why you just speaking about you?
You see, this is what it is, people. Right? If it's not a subject he doesn't like or he knows fuck all about, he doesn't like it. Period. He'll just sit there and be sarcastic. It has to be no.
I am
This
being
is for the
sarcastic.
people on the podcast, right? There has to be something that Jamie's interested in.
Yeah, but
everybody else's interest could just go to
Right,
hell.
I
and go
can't
shite.
find them trousers. So everyone, right? So I'll start then.
I
I'll
was in the
start then.
70s, so then I can't remember them.
Right, watch then. I'll start
bootlegs.
the episode to show you. I'm interested. He's ready. Right, he's ready. My favourite plane, right, is the most obvious known to man. It's, to me, the best British plane. I couldn't care less about numbers or flights or kills and all that bollocks. Mine's a Spitfire purely because of what it represents, right? Just because. Think of a Spitfire, think of a badass plane, and then Michael's gonna go, it's the Mosquito that won the battle. It's the Mosquito that won the battle. Yeah, Michael, who
No, it
doesn't
didn't.
know?
It wasn't a Mosquito. It was
The
actually a
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
There, that's the one. 6 and 2 3s. Anyway.
It had more kills.
Yeah, but they both have engines and both have wings, therefore it's both the same, right? So don't.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, see? Both have propellers on the front going, woo, and if you stick your hand in, it's gonna hurt.
Right, go on, then, let's get on with
Mosquito
it.
never.
Come on.
So my favourite plane's a Spitfire. I don't know what engine's in it. I don't know how fast it can go. I don't know how high it can go. All I know is it can come off the ground and it goes, woo.
It's a Rolls-Royce Merlin engine.
Yeah, that's the one. Which is Rolls Royce. I know
Your
that one.
favourite plane you didn't even know had one of the world's best engines sat in it.
No, honestly, I don't think he
The same engine that they put in the American Mustang and made it even fucking
I
better.
thought they did.
I think
Yes,
you
they did.
underestimate
I know,
my
I
little
know.
information I know about planes. Like, I'm not against them, but I don't know anything about them.
I've got 3. Obviously, my number one's my Mozzie. I was going to say my Mozzie there, as if I got one fucking parked out the back.
You have?
Yeah. Number one's a Mosquito.
Yep.
See, this is where I get a dilemma. It's either the Vulcan or the Hurricane.
It doesn't even need to be in
Oh,
order.
it's got to be the
Just say
Vulcan,
3.
so.
Don't put them in order. Just say 3.
No, I have to put them in order.
We're gonna be forever now.
Yeah, we are.
You think I'm not interested? Most of this episode's Michael thinking about which one goes before which.
I'm going to go with the Vulcan, then the Hurricane.
I think the Vulcan's better than the Mozzie, but
The English Electric Lightning, the Hurricane, and the
do you
Mosquito.
say English Electric Lighting?
Lightning.
What's that?
It's
Not a very good plane.
Cold War airplane made in the 50s. It was, at the time, I don't know about if it can do it today, but at the time, it was the only aircraft capable of doing Mach 1 in a vertical takeoff.
Saying that, I still think
And let me finish. And it used 2 really outdated jet engines to do it that the British took off for another plane, and they modified the shit out of it, put afterburners on, and it was the only aeroplane, which you can say now, that actually caught up and overtook a U-2 spy plane. The story goes, the U-2 pilot he was doing a mission for NATO. He wasn't doing anything over Russia out like that. And his radar had told him that there was something coming up behind him very quickly. And he thought, well, I'm in a U-2 plane. Nothing can fly as high as this. I'm okay. And as he was flying along, he just happened to look left. And there was a British pilot in a electric lightning looking at him, sticking his fingers up at him, calling him, oh no, I'm going to ask one, and then fucked off and left him. He just like, where did that come from?
Dad,
Couldn't do it. What?
you know it's not a U-2, don't you?
A U-2 spy plane?
B2.
V2.
B.
Well, where'd you get the V2 from?
It's
I didn't say
B.
B, I said B. B2.
Where's the B2?
It's a
B2's
B2
the
spy
bomber.
plane.
Isn't that the bomber?
Right, let's get one thing straight, right? You can Google it now, the pair is. The B2 bomber was a bomber. I said the U2 spy plane. Who mentioned
I
anything
know
about
which
one?
one he's on about.
I'm having a look at that. It's
Nah,
not.
I know which one
The
he's on
U2
about.
spy plane, yeah. Anybody listening, especially if there's any Americans on it, you will know what I'm talking about. It
I
had
know
very long wings. And the Russians happened to shoot one down when they made better missiles to take it down.
I know
The
which one
U2
he's on
spy
about.
plane. Have a look at
Yeah.
it, Michael. He's goggling in it. Right?
No, it is.
When he looked left and he saw this electric lightning, alongside him, obviously the British pilot was giving him the British welcome.
The
Then buggered off and left him.
We'll go with
I've
that.
never ever seen one of those planes. I didn't even know Lockheed.
It was this and
The-
that.
Good morning,
left
how
him.
you doing?
And it was the only plane that was capable of a Harrier jump jet. There was a problem with it, and the pilot had to eject, thinking it was crashing, and it wouldn't. It didn't crash. It kept heading for Russia, and they had to send a Lightning after it because it could do. It was a Mach 2.5 plane, I think, to catch it up and shoot it down before the Russians got their hands on it. And when the pilot of the U2 plane got the U2, you see what we're saying, U2 now, of the Lightning, got it back to its RAF base, he basically melted the rear engines. The rear of the engine. That's how fast he was going to shoot it down. And it actually shot down the Harrier jet.
Michael melts my passenger seat when I go too quick with his ass.
But instead of putting the engine side to side, what the British did is they put one on top of the other, which made it slender and narrow. And have a look at it. Just Google it. You've both got Google. The electric Lightning.
I don't need to. I know what it looks like.
Yeah, Did you look at the U2?
Yeah.
U2 spy plane.
Did
I don't
it
know
look
what
like
from.
I didn't know it was a Lockheed.
Lockheed U2, yeah.
Oh, Lockheed.
The Lockheed U2 and the SR-71 Blackbird took over from that.
That's what I was thinking of.
They could not catch. No, it wasn't that.
That's what I was thinking of. I've got muddled up. I've never seen one of them.
Yeah.
Everyone
it's what they used during the Cuban Missile Crisis, and one got shot down. I think it was Powers or something. Gary Powers or something. It was the pilot that the Russians caught, put him on trial and that. And he was on a mission, and his radar was telling him something was coming up behind him, but he didn't pay nothing to get me up here, and not realising it was an English electric Lightning sat on off his port wing, giving him the fingers.
I'm sure there was one of them in the museum down south that we went to, Jamie.
Yeah, it would have been. Most museums do have. That's one Jeremy Clarkson put on his front lawn. Remember, his wife played Elle.
Yeah.
Just remember though, when we do go to air museums and we walk into hangars, them planes look alike to me. I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, I'll point one out to you. You definitely sticks out. But the Vulcan, that's
the
a nice
Vulcan.
plane.
Well, obviously you can't not mistake a Vulcan. It's impossible.
That was the plane that they used to nuke America with, twice.
Technically, right before
It was an exercise.
We didn't actually drop a nuke before anyone says it. No, it's an exercise, and it's more of like radar systems. If it would have happened, it got through and was like peekaboo.
Yeah, didn't it go straight through Canada?
Then we're like, America. Then we're like, okay, do it again.
But the best story about it, people, is they did the same exercise exactly the same time 1 year later, and for some unknown reason, the United States Air Force didn't learn, so the Brits bombed them again, nuked them twice. Obviously, you're going to learn from your first mistakes. You think, we'll see if we can get away around. Like, this is how they've done it. We'll try and counteract it. And the RAF did it exactly the same way. They didn't change it. And still got nuked.
There's only one thing better than the RAF. Only one thing. That's the British Navy.
The SAS.
It's not called the British Navy.
The SBS.
The British ship fleet. The people on board.
The Royal Navy.
It's called the Royal Navy.
The people who go on
for all those
people who go on floatable objects on the water.
for all those people, if you're in the armed forces and especially in the senior service, I apologise for my son. It's the Royal Navy. You can't say British Navy. It's the Royal Navy.
I did.
They're the senior service, son, and I'm very proud of that.
In all fairness, right, my stance is very much, we shouldn't be messing with light and we shouldn't be messing with the water. Leave it alone. We're not fish and we're not birds. Leave them alone. Just
because the reason is, people, is obviously everyone's got phobias, including myself. James got it is a phobia. He doesn't like ships. He's scared of ships and he's scared of aeroplanes. To me, it's a phobia.
Standing still, they make me funny.
Yeah. And then where did he go to do his paranormal? In an air museum. How stupid is that?
I said, right, the thing is I don't like about it, right, is I don't like big mass things. I don't like mass things. Like, if it's a big mass, it freaks me out. So when I went into a hangar, to me, it's like I'm in a pretty much big-ass tin shed. But when you have these planes, and you know planes are big, but when you have them there, even like a bog standard, let's say a fighter jet, right, you look on them on pictures or videos, you're like, oh, obviously they're smaller than commercial planes, but when you're next to a fighter jet, you don't realise the size of these things.
Do you know what was parked on the front? Sorry, Jamie.
But I don't like, also, like Michael was like, we were stood in front of a plane, right, on its nose, and it freaked me out because I thought it's just the mass of it.
That was the Vulcan in the picture that you showed me.
No.
That was the I thought you meant the one with the Vulcan bomber behind you.
I wasn't a fan of taking a photo of that. That's why I wasn't facing it. As if I can't see it, it's not
I
real.
saw the picture. I saw the picture where all three of you just stood there and you got the Vulcan bomber behind
Yeah,
you.
there was a plane, right? But it was like obviously on the floor, but it was
Yeah.
eye level or just below eye level, and he turned on and he went, "Oh my god!"
Do
It's just literally in
you know
your
what
face.
creeped me out, right? Is because for some reason they've put this thing at the back, and I think it's the stupidest thing. This thing should be front and center, right? It's it's a hell of a plane.
Yeah.
This thing would go and look at a country, go try and stop me, right? In fact, it did twice in the same way, and then
3
turned around and
times.
going, "Oh no!" So
3 times.
right?
Did the Falklands as well.
So then it's at the back, and it's in the dark, right? And I don't know why it's there. So when we were walking up to it, there's no lights lighting this thing up. But obviously you shine your torch on it, and it just appears out the darkness. This big fucking black mass, and it's the creepiest thing. And I'm not a fan of big objects. I don't like ships because it's a big mass. It freaks me out. And I think like when he said, "Oh, standing there with it empty, nothing on it," he was like, "That's like what was it? Fucking
I think it was 150 tons.
yeah, 150 tons of bog standard with nothing on." And I was like, "That's a lot." So when they load it up with fucking bombs and fuel
Fuel.
and everything, something that heavy should not be in the sky. Stop
Oh,
messing around.
You're on about fighter jets there, how big fighter jet is. Well, what about the size of, like, let's say, a 747, a passenger
It'd
plane?
freak me out. It'd freak me out standing near it.
Mm.
Especially when I stand front face. So when there was the plane in the hangar and we were literally on its nose looking at it, it
Yeah.
was freaking me out.
Mm.
And then I said to Michael, I went, "No, fairness, imagine you somehow being mid-air and seeing that coming at you. I mean, you wouldn't exactly feel it if that went through you. You're not going to feel it. It's fine."
Do you know what was
You would
parked?
for about a nanosecond.
Do you know what was parked on the front lawn? Like
What?
literally just outside the main hangar.
No.
A Harrier jump jet.
How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't take a photo of that though, because it has a cover on the front canopy, so it looked a bit messed up. So we didn't take a photo of that one.
I don't think it had a canopy on it. That's why I had like tarp over it.
I threatened to steal the tank, didn't I? I said to Craig,
Tank?
"You take the car." Yeah,
Yes.
because he has 3 tanks at the back, and I said to Craig, "Use the car keys. We'll just strap it to the back." So, we'll funnel some diesel out my car, stick it in that, and we'll take it down here, Nanny. It's fine.
Well,
No, no.
There was a British armoured vehicle, I think it was called the Scorpion. And it could run either on diesel or petrol there. But either you pull up outside the petrol station, fill it up with either, and it'll run it.
On the road?
How the hell that's
Don't
what
you-
I was told, whether it's true or not.
Don't you have to have certain types of track on the road? Like rubber tracks?
Yeah, you can't put battlefield tracks on because it'll rip the fucking shit out of the roads. Yeah, it's got to be there's like rubber pads on different tracks.
See, I always thought that they changed the tracks to wheels.
No, they keep tracks on.
So what does
You go through Catchet Garrison, that's why you see most of the curbstones are all battered to fucking rip the hell because the tank tracks just rip the shit out of them.
I didn't think
So
they
the
were allowed to
council,
do that.
the council will go, fucking army, we have to do this again. Fucking red tank regiment.
I didn't think they were allowed
I
to
mean-
do that. Even in Catwick.
Yeah. It all doesn't matter. You'd be surprised that the track actually spreads the weight of the tank out, the size of the track.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously you've been on enough motorways and dual carriageways, and you've seen like lane 1, where it's got the delves in where the trucks have put the 2 lines in it. Well, the tank would do the same, but because it's on a track, it spreads the weight out,
Alright, didn't know that.
evens it out. Yeah. You can go through Catchet Garrison at any time. You know when a tank's been through. It does mark the road. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't rip it. It doesn't rip it up.
Does it mark
Marks it.
even with rubber ones on?
Yeah. Not
yeah.
rubber. It's got like rubber inlays on them.
Yeah, you can see why though, can't you? Because of the mass of it. Because it's like 50
You take
tons.
80 ton of tank and you put it on a set of wheels, it's going to fuck the road up. But you put it on a set of tracks. Basically, I'm only going by what I was told. It spreads the weight out evenly across the track as well.
Fair enough.
That's why I don't sink as far down. The only thing I think a tank would struggle with is like shingle on a beach or something.
Just don't think you should be messing with the skies. We're not birds. Leave it alone.
You play
What
War
is,
Wings though.
what is it Billy Connolly said? If God wanted us to fly, he'd buy the fucking ticket.
But he plays War... Oh, not War Wings. He plays War Thunder.
That's different.
Why? Because it's a game.
Well, yeah.
It's a quality game.
It's
that,
just
though.
it's just a phobia. We see we've gone off the subject of planes now.
No, we haven't.
That's not. You like planes. I don't. It's a subject.
War Thunder is planes.
Right. What kind of insane person goes, I know what I want to do for a career? What? I'm going to strap myself to the front of a very big jet engine that's very flammable and full of a lot of fuel and goes very fast. So if it goes wrong, it's going to go very fucking wrong.
I want to be a Brill Cream boy when I grow up.
And people think I'm insane. Okay, at least I don't strap myself to the front of a jet engine.
Well, some people do it in cars,
No,
jet engine
'cause
cars.
that's not fair, but if I strapped myself to the bonnet of my car and went down the A19, I'd get nicked for being insane.
No. Now you're just being sarcastic, right? They put a strap. They make get an engine, a jet engine, and make a car out of it and go for the world record. That's different. It's actually a jet engine. It's more explosive. They're still using jet fuel. They don't put unleaded in it.
The name.
You don't see them going to Exelby Garage and fill it up.
No,
Yeah,
but even
excuse
the
me, can you
name-
check this up for us? Have you got the aviation fuel lying around somewhere?
but even the name itself's mad. Jet fuel. It sounds like it shouldn't
What you
be
do,
used.
what it is, Michael, right? You see him with his jet car. He's at Teesside Airport, siphoning it from the planes. He's what they do with the council estate's got the old.
Don't mind me, I'm not doing anything.
Yeah. Just checking to see if it's clear.
I just think airplanes. No, I'm not. I'm a human.
Do you know what
My
I-
feet solid on the ground.
Yeah, well. Do you know what I'd like to go and see? I'd like to go and see them do the Mach Loop. In
The what?
Wales, the Mach Loop.
Oh yeah, they sometimes do that in Cumbria. You know, it's not just Wales. That
Oh
do it.
yeah, no.
Yeah, they do it a lot in Cumbria.
When we
Yeah.
moved over there for
Mhm.
however many weeks it was, like 3 weeks or whatever, and we went to that lake when
Yeah, where you went through the hedge. Yeah,
When
go
I
on.
f-
That's a
when I
different
fell
story.
off
We'll
my
tell that
bike.
one another time.
when I fell off my bike. Well,
You
just
didn't fall off it, Michael. You went through a hedge.
Oh, we're not talking about that story again.
right. Anyway, but about 10 minutes before that, we had
Yeah.
two. I think they were Harriers back then because we were talking a while ago,
There'd have been tornadoes.
or a tornado. I don't know.
There would have been
What?
tornadoes.
Two of them literally flew over our heads. Me and Chris were deaf as a barn door. we were literally shouting at each other and we couldn't hear a thing. And I looked to my right. It's obviously left on the computer because it's backwards. And I looked
Yes,
to my
we
right.
do. Just like they used it.
And I looked to my right and all I could see him was doing this. The motherfucker was waving.
Yeah, he's waggling.
deafened
He's called
us.
waggling.
He's deafened us and then he's waving.
Yeah, so he thinks he's
I
clever.
was coming down the A1 about 2 years ago. I was coming back. Right now, I'm driving. I'm thinking, what the fucking hell is that? It was only a typhoon.
Yeah.
Straight up, he was literally following all the cars down the A1. He must have been about 3 or 400 foot. And then he put the afterburners on. Fucking even the van was shaking.
Oh, he's not
Where
allowed to
the
do
fuck
that.
did he come from? Well, we weren't in a built-up area.
Yeah, but there's cars on the road. He could have blew your
You know
windows
RAF
out.
Dishworth down the bottom of the A19. I was near that.
That doesn't get
The
used
old air
anymore.
base on the A19 A1.
Mm.
Yeah, I was near that, and he come fucking zooming down. He must have been trying to race all the cars. Catch me if you can. And a typhoon. What the fuck?
Oh, I love
And
typhoons.
he went up. The afterburners went on, and he was gone.
I love typhoons, mate.
Yeah.
Fraud on computers. This camera.
There's no. See, I wouldn't go and watch that Mac Loop thing because I'm not standing all
Oh, I'd
day
love to go and watch
waiting
it.
for a plane.
It's not just Wales. They do it in
I
Cumbria.
know, but I wouldn't go and stand on a hill and wait for ages and wait for one to come past.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go and
Like,
freeze.
My
I'm not going to go
my
and freeze.
camera's been a knob.
And plus, right, I don't like I'm sensitive to noises. That noise is not gonna I'm not gonna be a fan with it that close.
Oh, it's loud. It's
yeah.
deafening.
There's been times where they've gone through that quick. The plane's gone through first, and the noise has followed it. So you just hear whoosh, and then they get the noise coming after it. That's what gets you. It's the
Yeah,
noise
see,
that follows it.
we didn't hear them till they were like 2 mile away, and then it just boom. There was just a massive boom.
Well, they are travelling faster than the speed of sound.
It's like you
No, they're not going through the valleys. They won't go that quick.
Ah, don't you see?
No.
Some of them do.
They're
Some
going
of them
quick
do.
enough. But I don't think they'd be doing that.
I've seen
of
them
them
go.
have broke it through there.
I've seen them go through the Mach Loop, and as they turn, and it's just, you know, that white stuff like they're hitting. Some boom.
Well, all that is the wingtips is cutting through the air, it's slicing through the air. That's
Yeah,
all
but
it is.
Looks amazing.
Because air is technically, it's got water in it, and he slices through it with his wingtips because he's going that quick.
Mm.
I just don't think it. I I think the humans are messing with things now. We're getting a bit too technological, and I think we should have drawn land, flying. Then what did do? Fuck it, we'll go further and go into space. Now you're just asking for death.
I had a disagreement with one of the lads at work. I said, "Oh, the most powerful engine." No, the most powerful engine ever made was the F1 engine on the Saturn V rocket.
Mm.
And he was saying, "Oh no, it's the shuttle." I said, hang on, there's a difference between an engine and a solid rocket booster. A solid rocket booster isn't an engine. It's basically a candle. It's like a firework.
Yeah.
But to this date, the F1 engine on the Saturn V rocket was the most powerful engine ever made. When all 5 were going off, that was £7.5 million of thrust that was using just to get it up in the air.
Saying that though,
£7.5 million of thrust. And he was going, no. I said, look, that's a solid rocket. A solid rocket booster is basically a firework. Once you light it, you can't put it out.
Mm.
It's like a
an
firework.
Engine. Yeah, I said an engine is like an engine in your car. You turn it on and you can fucking turn it off. I said they can turn them off on the Saturn V.
Yeah.
So don't forget Saturn. I think it was Saturn. Which one was it? Saturn 8 or Saturn? It was one of the Saturns.
7.
When it was going upstairs, when it took off, and a lightning bolt hit it, and he switched the wrong fucking engine off. Turned the middle engine off. It was the other one so that was basically 2, and it went into space with fucking 3. And he laughed all the way into space.
How are we going to get there? Drop a gear and floor it.
But he was adamant. No, it's the shuttle rocket. It's a solid rocket booster. The name says it all.
Yeah.
Saying
solid
that right.
rocket booster. I said engine.
I'm not the biggest fan of planes and stuff. That don't really intrigue me whatsoever and stuff, or engines. But I do like watching space shuttles take off though with the power they have. Like when it blows and you see it and you're like, fucking, no wonder you have to be miles away from that.
Have you seen the slow? Sorry.
I remember watching my first ever SpaceX launch, and when that fucking thing, I don't know if it's a booster or a capsule. Is a capsule a top bit?
Yeah. That's what the pilot's sitting in, or the astronauts.
The thing that sends them to space goes.
That's the rocket. That's the rocket.
Well, when that landed, it landed on a ship in the middle of the Mexico.
Oh, that was the rocket. Yeah.
The Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
What the? What's the actual?
But if you wanna see power, right? You can go on to YouTube. I've watched it a few times. What's the slow-mo version of the Saturn V rocket taking off from? It shows you from the actual platform itself, from the platform itself.
Mm.
You have a look at the power of those 5 engines as the quick arm releases, let it go, and it goes off. You look at the power in that. The slow down version of it. The bloke is actually narrating it.
Right, wait for it. Oh, that's detached. Slowly. Everything's gone white because it's just pure flame.
It's amazing to watch.
I'm on a different angle now.
No, watch it's a slowed down version of it. It's a slow-mo version of it.
You can't watch it while we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
See, right, just imagine, right, the size of those, right, that's flying your ass to space, right, and you've got 3 gadgets sat on top of it, just fucking...
Yeah, but the thing is, the actual capsule at the top is tiny compared to the rest of it. But I mean, it was a mixture of kerosene and oxygen.
You get that tiny capsule, and the rest of it is just pure rocket.
They're in a capsule, Michael, smaller than the room Jamie's in.
Yes, Dad, I know how big the capsules are.
And have you seen the size of the fucking rocket that's taking them up there? The Saturn V, big. What they're saying is that the noise of a Saturn V rocket is, apart from a nuclear explosion, is the biggest noise ever made by man. Apart from a nuke.
I don't get how they don't.
No, you farting, Jimmy,
Dad.
doesn't count.
Dad,
listen, right?
Let him speak.
So you're telling me, right? You wouldn't cry with absolute fear when you're sat there on top of this capsule in the tiny seat, right? And the only thing behind you is a few big fuck off rockets. And when they're doing that countdown, right, you're like, right, it's okay. You know, I've trained for this. I'm fine. Then they go 1, and all I hear is, you're like, this might not turn out so well. And then when you start feeling you're slowly lifting, that means hang on for the ride because there's no backing out. And the only thing behind you in space is a big fuck off rocket that is doing a lot of pressure, going at very fast speed. It's literally capsule rocket. There's nothing much there, is it? Rocket capsule. Oh yeah. And just so before we all forget, a shit ton of flammable and extremely flammable fuel. You're telling me you wouldn't cry?
No. Number one is
terrified. I would be terrified.
the main engine.
Oh my god.
The main engine sequence.
Go on.
The main engine sequence starts at count number 7. It takes 7 seconds to get it to go, right? And you forgot about the emergency ejectors that they have. Oh, at the top, the little spindle at the top is a little rocket at the top, which is connected to the module. And they were testing it, and they put it on. It was basically the capsule on top of the bottom half or the bottom third of a Saturn V rocket, and it took off. Now they weren't going to. What they were going to do was blow it up to see if it pulled it off. But for some reason, the stage started to spin, started to twist. Right, and there's a line running all the way down the full length of that rocket. That if that line gets broken, it activates that rocket and it pulls the capsule off the top. And as it span, all the sides come away. It broke the cord and it pulled the capsule straight off the top. So once that starts going, those astronauts can get out of there. The only ones that can't are the shuttle. Now, if they commit, obviously a shuttle pilot, as we saw, obviously it did happen. It blew up. Now, if that would have happened in a Saturn V rocket, those 3 astronauts would have lived.
So
because they'd built, it's like an ejector seat. Next time you see a model or a picture of the Saturn V rocket, there's a little tiny rocket right at the top. That's the bit at the top, and that's what pulls them off. So if that started to explode and that line got cut, it would literally rip the command module straight off the top, and they'd come down on parachutes. When they came back from the moon and they came back with the parachutes, it would literally activate them. Where the poor buggers in the shuttle, I mean, they had balls of steel. Once that thing went bang, there was no way they were getting out. There was no safety stuff in it. Where back in the 50s, or the 60s, sorry, you went, hang on, we better. This is a
just in case.
and they did test it, and it did start to rotate. It started to spin. It broke the land. They didn't have to blow it up. It just pulled the capsule straight off the top. So all that was thought of. And what I couldn't understand about the shuttle is, yes, it was a marvel of engineering and blah blah blah. Why didn't somebody think like what they did in the 60s? Is there a way of getting these people off? If this thing decides, because if that's a fuel cell, that big orange fuel cell goes bang, as it did, good night cameras.
You've just made it 10 times worse for me. Thank you, Dad. Much appreciated. Because not only
what I'm saying is,
the rockets in behind them, they've now got a fucking rocket in front of them.
because they knew, right? Once that solid rocket booster was lit, there was no way of putting it out. It wouldn't go out. Yeah.
Sorry, I've just got an image of someone trying to walk up to it with a fire extinguisher.
like James May did with that nuke. He's got the lighter behind. I think it's done.
You may proceed, Dad.
I'm sorry, people, but it's just the British sense of humour. Honest. As you can see from Michael,
why is the
a bucket of sand on the bottom of the? Outside the back of the shuttle.
Boys, I hope the launch doesn't go wrong. Why? We didn't pay the water bill. Horribly wrong.
I apologise, but we're not taking the mick out of the accident. It's a British sense of humour.
Someone smell burning. It's getting a bit hot in here.
Like the I'll probably get in trouble for this. Like the mayor of Hiroshima. What the fuck was that? Sorry.
And edit.
No, that's a joke. You can't take that out.
I'm not gonna.
I think right. You have to give it to fighter pilots, right? They are fucking next level pilots. They will put that plane places where it shouldn't really be going, right? And think nothing of it, right? And then But then you go up a level and then they retire from the army and they're like, what else can I fly? I've got it. What? I'm gonna
Navy,
fly
Jamie.
it in space. What?
The Navy.
Air Force.
I'm not gonna call them aviators. No.
Navy.
What about the
Air
Navy?
Force.
Same thing.
I said
You said
fighter
you said
pilot.
the pilots retire from the army. Yeah.
Yeah, just in general. Oh, right. Let's get this out the way. You were in whatever army you were fucking in, right? I haven't. I know everyone in the army gets like that, but it's just an umbrella. Deal with it, right?
All right.
I apologise, Dad. The Air Force.
He's got new top syndrome.
It's got what?
New top syndrome.
No, because I don't know if you can notice, right? I'm the last person that wants to insult it. What I'm saying is, right, is to retire from that and you think, all right, there you go, your career's done. What do I do? I'm going to strap myself to a very big fucking rocket and see if I can go into that thing up there called space. And then
I'd
they
love
come
to
down.
try it.
Do
I
you know
would.
what I hate? This is what I hate about cocky, right, astronauts. They're very cocky. Do you know why? Fucking, this is it, right? Watch them when they return. They get out of that shuttle and wave like that. The fucking dog's bollocks are like, "Wee."
The thing is,
After
they're
that,
just glad to be back that the fucking
Yeah,
didn't blow up.
they're not waving because they're good at it. They're waving because like, fucking fuck for that.
Well, I would love to give it a go. I would love to go to space.
I wouldn't dare.
I would
No.
love to be strapped on the top of an original Saturn V rocket. I'd go up in that bucket.
Nah.
Nope. I think it's just stupid. I think space.
Unlike the shuttle, and I know I keep going on about it, and I shouldn't. Unlike the shuttle, the Saturn V had a flawless 100% record. Not bad for something that was built in the 60s. It had a flawless record that lasted into the 70s. Not one of them blew up.
The shuttle did until it went wrong.
I never said the shuttle. I said the Saturn V. Unlike the shuttle. No disrespect to anyone who's related or to the United States or to NASA about the shuttle, but unfortunately, proven
reckon-
facts.
Do you reckon you could light a fag at the bottom of a booster?
I've always thought that. When you just walk up and go,
Like you do on the gas
That's
cup.
lit.
minute. The flint's gone. Someone
Like you
just
said,
launched the They're
I'll
gonna
just use that
match-
one over there.
Fucking match it and light it.
bit like that thing on is it Hot Shots, the film?
We sat behind it with the dog.
With the hot dog, yeah.
I think, right, they should invent a new takeoff, right? Because I'm sick of it always being vertical, right? You should make it more fun. You should get it
What,
on
like
rails.
like
right?
Thunderbird 2?
No, wait there. You should get it on rails, right? And instead of it starting vertical, what it does is it fucking launches across these wheels. And then the ramp goes up. See if it goes whoop. See if it
The
works.
G-force alone of that would kill you.
Yeah, it'd probably break the plane
It
in
would
half.
kill you, so it's best going straight up. That G-force,
Nah,
you literally
see,
go from
wouldn't
horizontal
kill
to
me.
vertical.
It wouldn't kill me because I'm not the fucking idiot that strapped myself to the front of it. I'm fine.
But it would literally kill you. It would have
Just
to be a
hold on, right?
gradual incline.
No, but if they could design something that could withstand it, right? Because this is space we're talking about. They're very intelligent people. They design all sorts of shit. They probably would find a way around it if they really put their minds to it. And then we're like, and then someone who ran NASA went, "Oh fuck it, I'm new. I'm new. Let's make it more fun.
Yeah.
Give him a ramp. Why not give him a fucking ramp? Just let it go straight and then go go straight. And then I bet you here and now more people will be back into space once they
So-
find out it.
You've got a rocket doing God knows how much faster than the speed
Yeah.
of sound on a set of wheels that goes up a ramp.
Not necessarily wheels.
Now,
it
what
could
happens
be
to the
anything.
wheels when it comes off the end of the ramp? I mean, some poor fucking is going to get it on top of his head.
Right, so
where
what
are those wheels going to go?
When it goes up, right, what we need to do is make sure the wheels don't detach from said rocket, because if the wheels kept going when it comes down, it's not. Obviously, it's not going to be someone's best Sunday, but keep it there. Wait
gonna
until
cause
they get
drag.
into- Right, so they should do it like they do like with the boosters. Wait until it gets into space and then let them detach.
The boosters don't go into space.
All right. Anyway, wait until they get up there. Let the wheels detach, float into space, knock out some poor Martian who's just on his way to get, milk from the shop. right?
Exactly.
He's just walking, all of a sudden, dink, the fucking wheel would hit him, and he's like, no.
Have you seen the video of the boosters re-entering? I've seen that one.
The space.
Yeah,
actually.
yes,
Why
he's
is-
gone. You see them from takeoff, right, till they get how many thousands or hundreds of thousands of feet up in the air, I don't know. Then they come off the side of the tank, and they've got cameras attached to the boosters, so you can actually see them coming back.
The SpaceX ones.
No, the shuttle, off the shuttle.
Oh, no then.
I don't know about the SpaceX ones. Off the shuttle, you hear the noise and how fast that thing's coming through back into the atmosphere, and suddenly just slows down to normal speed, and the parachutes come out.
They do that on the SpaceX ones.
Me? Sorry.
They do that on the SpaceX ones. They've got live cameras on the SpaceX ones.
Don't they?
And there's
Isn't
one
it
where
so we can see if it's gone right or not?
no, it was just to see what the re-entry was like. And there's one where they've actually got one inside one of the kerosene tanks in the Saturn V rocket.
What would you put it in there for?
To have a look, see how fast the kerosene was getting used. You see how quick
Very
that bloody thing goes down when.
Stick your hand in, find out.
When somebody does that with a match and does a runner across, right,
Tips over a
you see
stone.
how quick that kerosene goes down in that tank.
Do you know what I
It's
used to
unbelievable.
think when they used to make a re-entry, right? And I'm pretty sure I don't know how they do, but you know, like when they go up and it stops, I used to think it just came down vertical. Imagine it's going whoop. And straight back down.
Oh no!
Someone's like, someone stood at the bottom with a net. I've got it. I've got it.
A big blanket.
I don't got it. I don't got it.
Fuck! I missed.
Run away.
One of those things that they use. I think the American fire brigade using that you jump into big fucking
Like a
things.
trampoline thing.
Yeah.
Left a bit.
Oh shit!
Got this. I fucking got this. Do you know what I'd like to do, actually, right? Honestly, this is what I'd do. And I don't know if the Brits do, but I know the Americans do, is where they put bets on aircraft carriers and they get the planes to fly over done and who can stay stood up the longest.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
And some of them are just like, and the planes get lower and lower. And that means, but if you think, right, you're doing that with pilots and obviously who you work with, the amount of trust you've got to put in these pilots that they're getting, what, let's just say a normal military guy 6'2", right? Because most of them are tall, even British ones. Most of them are tall.
I don't think they're all Navy let you do that.
No, but I'm saying, right? These, let's just say the average male on there is like 6'2". These are only getting like an extra 2 foot above them with a fucking jet, and they're just like, hold on. And if you drop, you out. Pretty much, if you duck, you're out, right? And you're like, the amount of trust you've got to put in your fellow mate to fly that low and not take your head off and make you wear a toupee for the rest of your life, right?
I've seen a Spitfire do that to a camera crew.
It's fucking...
And yeah, I saw that
The
one.
Spitfire just came out of nowhere.
He just came out. If you could buzz the camera crew,
Yeah.
he must have been inches off the top of the edge. He literally, but he's got a propeller to look out for. I seen that one. Was it the one with the female?
No, that was a male.
No, it was a bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
And
a
he
Messerschmitt
shitted.
do it as well. A Messerschmitt, a
Because you can see it, right?
BF-109E.
BF
Yeah, but if you
109E.
think about it, right, you look at a plane flying from a distance towards you, and you know it's going fast, but obviously you can't actually quite tell because it's from a distance. But then it's gone from being at a distance to, oh shit, you are now going to find out how fast this thing's traveling because it's not fast.
I've got a way to win that bet on that Yankee aircraft carrier. Put your back to it. If you don't see it coming, if you don't see it coming,
face it. No, you have to face it. They all face it. It's the whole point is because you can see it coming. It's who's gonna duck, and they all put money on. Like they're all stood there, like the whole crew's in on it, the captain and everything, because it's obviously like a day off and they've got nothing to do. They all put money on it. It's whoever stands up the longest wins. So you can imagine like if everyone put, I don't know, 10 quid in each out of the crew, and if you were the last one stood up. That's a canny bit of money, and they all just stand there and fucking. Some of them do. You can see the shoulder. You know, like you can tell when they've crapped themselves because the shoulders make contact with the ears. They all do that.
No,
just braces.
it's because that's because of the noise. It's human reaction now.
They obviously wear ear defenders because obviously it'll blow your ears apart if you didn't. But I'm like,
So we're talking about Americans trusting another American to come in low.
I wouldn't trust a Brit because they'd on purposely mess with you. They
That's what I was just about to say that. I was just about to say a British pilot wouldn't come in low. He'd take your fucking head off. He'd try and take your head off.
The British pilot would see it as, if I make his whole duck, I win. All right, fair enough. Okay. He'd go, and you go, oh, he's a bit high. And then all of a sudden you'd see him go, fucking nose down his hand, make you move.
He'd come down to deck level, make them all jump over the side.
What he'd do is, right, is if he had one person still standing, he thought the person standing was getting cocky, he'd wait until he's past him and then turn the afterburners on. Go, fucking duck now, you bastard.
Fry a hot dog now, you twat.
I'm sorry, people, but us Brits do have a reputation for doing some really, really
love it.
stupid things, just for a laugh,
So it seems like we're on.
just for a
seems like-
joke. And it might not be like a joke to the rest of the world, but when a Brit does it, it's funny as fuck. Like trying to
just
light
think
the booster with a lighter.
Right, let Jamie
I
speak.
think
Dad.
I've never been near. I've been near plenty of planes. Obviously, I've been on one. Was not a fan. Except from when we went to Spain, everyone hated the landing or the takeoff. Right.
Yeah.
So the only part he enjoyed was the takeoff because everyone's like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Fucking yeah!"
Did you clap when the plane landed?
Right until I seen the aisle go like that. And I was like, "Oh, we're not in Kansas now, Toto. I'm not on the floor." What I didn't like.
I'll do what?
The aisle
wasn't- I
lifts. You can see it obviously pointing up because the
Yeah.
plane's taking off.
Yeah, of course it is.
What made me very uncomfortable is there's a complete stranger at the front of this plane I've never seen, still don't know what it looks like, and my life's in his hands. You best believe you make this flight flawless. Because if you don't and it goes wrong, the last few minutes of your life is not going to be best, mate.
You won't get in there.
Right, just
Oh.
have to forgive me, people. I'm just going to go for a cigarette.
Do you know what I did do actually, right? We were going, well, you know when the 10 lights on you and go to the toilet and stuff?
Hmm.
Well, I refused. There ain't no way I'm getting out my seat on a plane. It's not happening. Right, because I thought
Right.
I'm that unlucky, we'll hit turbulence and it'll just go everywhere. So what I did is I put the belt back on. I put the belt back on and tightened it as much as I completely cut my bladder off because I was like, I'm not getting up. No, until this bloody plane has touched that ground, I'm not getting off.
I'm gonna
And then
nut
we got
in.
in Spain, I nearly died of heat stroke instantly.
Oh yeah, you can feel it, can't you? As soon as you get off the plane, just whacks you straight in the face.
Yeah, you can tell when I'm happy about being on the ground because we landed in Newcastle and when we did, I started kissing the floor.
Yeah, wasn't it raining though?
Yeah, I still didn't care. I was happy to be back. I was just happy to be back on the ground.
Fair enough. I can't remember getting on.
The whole plane, right? So the whole plane like got the coats and everything on. I didn't because I missed the rain. I hated the heat. I got off in shorts and t-shirt. And I was like, oh. It's like cooling myself down. It's like, oh, that's lovely.
That's lovely.
And then I kissed the floor and I was like, I missed you. And then I realised I was in Newcastle. Wasn't best impressed. But then I got home and I just didn't like flying because what it was is because I can picture in my head outside the plane. So what it was when I'm sat in my seat, I can imagine what's below me. That's a lot of air
Yeah.
at a very high height.
You got a long way to fall.
Yeah, I shouldn't be here. I should be down there.
Yeah.
At some point, I shouldn't have been because I wasn't in Britain. I was like, well, I shouldn't be there because I can't speak their language. I wouldn't be able to get home. But if you go left a bit,
If you go left a bit.
turn it around. I
Right.
wasn't best. I didn't mind the takeoff. I was like, yeah, fucking woo, hands in the air. I was like, get in.
I
in
can't
G-force,
remember.
And then it lifted off, and I'm like, oh no, what am I doing? Why did I agree to this?
I went to Spain twice and I can't remember the flights.
I hated it.
I can barely remember the holiday.
My ears didn't hurt either or anything like that.
Oh, mine did. I
I
had
was not.
I had 2 boiled sweets.
In all fairness, right? In all fairness, we've gone up. Oh, fuck, which one's it called?
I don't know.
It's not Clearbank. It's the other one.
Sutton Bank.
Every time I go up there, my ears pops. I was pretty
Yeah.
much trained for it. I was pretty much trained.
Weird that, isn't it? How you go up Sutton Bank, it's not that high. It's what?
Yeah,
100,
fucking ears
100
always
200 feet and your ears pop.
Every time.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but one pops and then the other one pops.
Oh, honestly, I'm really not a fan of planes. I just think you're messing with things, and it's a constant risk. Why are you trying to risk?
Oh, I'm quite a fan of planes.
No, because then they're like, oh, it's the thrill. What, the thrill of dying? You fucking deluded.
I wouldn't
idiot. Are you
fly
mad?
one.
You what?
I wouldn't fly one. I'm not intelligent enough.
No, but when they're like, oh, it's the thrill of flying, I'm like, yeah, but if you had like a normal everyday day job and a normal life, and then you were like, oh, the thrill of possibly, living on the edge, you'd be fucking locked up.
Yeah.
Oh no, because you're a pilot, you're okay. Like, no.
I mean, I played Flight Simulator, but I always crash. I can take off. I can't land.
I just think humans mess with things they shouldn't be fucking with, and they go a bit. They make something work, and then like, oh, they get all excited, and then they start going too far, and you're like, fucking bring it back in, son.
Mm.
Let's go to Mars. I was about, let's fucking not.
Nah.
We're gonna find somewhere livable. Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see how space treats you.
but when the sun goes fucking kaboom, Mars is gone. So what's the point in going to
honestly.
Mars? Go further.
What about living on different planets, and you're like, are you fucking stupid? You think space is gonna be your friend? Space ain't your friend.
You've got to colonize.
isn't.
You've got to colonize. I'm gonna nut him if he doesn't mute his mic next time he goes. You've got to colonize the universe. We can't just stay here.
No, we can. No, we definitely can.
You've got to go and have a look. It's curiosity of being a human.
Fuck, curiosity killed every fucker when you come into space.
Well, then it's humans' faults.
I think the International Space Station, you've reached your pinnacle. Leave it at that. That thing is constantly in space, just going round. I think you've done well. Let's not push buttons here. What do? Let's go a bit further. Let's go a bit further until space goes fucking have you little dick.
Don't you, Dad? You have to colonize space. We have to.
No.
Yeah, eventually it will happen. I can see that happening. But don't forget, Michael, Jamie, sorry, that wasn't the International Space Station. Wasn't the pinnacle of mankind. Landing on the moon was.
Yeah, look
Only 12 men have ever been there. That for its time, that was absolutely phenomenal.
Oh yeah, you gotta think for its time that was just fucking next level. It was like, especially because they barely had any technology compared to what we have. Like nowhere near. They had nothing.
This here, this phone here, even your average calculator had more computer power than what that navigation system, that entire rocket had.
Do you know what I would have done if I was in man on the moon, right? Because I'd be that scared. I would have walked down the ladder, right? Ow. I would have done that as well because I would have slipped down.
Ow.
Right? I would have just reached out and put me toe on, and then got back into it. Right? Like we done it for a couple.
As you are aware, ladies and gentlemen, Jamie's a big girl.
It'd be like, right? Just touch it. There you go.
But the thing is, you'd have to get on.
What do you mean?
You'd have to get on a rocket to get there in the first place, and you wouldn't even get on a rocket.
No.
You wouldn't even get off the launch pad. You wouldn't even go up in the lift.
You wouldn't even go in a limo that takes him to the launch pad.
I wouldn't even go and watch it.
He wouldn't even sit in the seat. Right? They put his in space suit on.
I think, right, when he said, small step for man, large step for man, whatever, right? I think
One
my
small step
radio
for man,
communication
one
would have
giant
been a
leap
lot
for
better.
mankind.
It doesn't work
Nah,
when you
my
both talk together.
Wait there. My radio communication would have been better. Because I would have made it funny. So everyone's like,
What?
right? Me, that's what it
Pass.
sounded like. Then me, you'd hear me go, right, I've touched it, can I come back now? And he goes, plant the flag. You just see me, like, what the fuck do you mean, plant the flag? I'm
The
not
thing is,
invading it.
There
You
was a
just hear me
6 second.
complaining.
There was a 6 second delay. It took 3 seconds for the signal to get there, and 3 seconds to get it back. So it was what NASA did is that they edited it so you got the speech from both astronauts and mission control together
You just
because there was
hear
a
me
6 second
complaining
delay.
the whole time. Like, like when you're that angry, you start muttering to yourself under your breath. You just hear me, like, walking out trying to get samples, going, fucking, what am I doing here? I've got a great idea, let's go fucking some sample for you. You just hear me complaining the whole time.
And the same was, in case nobody got it, it was one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Do you know what made
And
it
for
worse?
me, it was.
Do you know what made it worse when he said it? He literally leaped off the steps, like, ooh.
He didn't. He got off the lander's leg. He was actually in the leg. He jumped off the ladder into the lander's, like a footprint, like a big disc, one of its feet.
Have you
And he stepped from that onto the moon. Or even though he'd come off the ladder, he was still on the lander, Neil Armstrong. And
Have
that's
you
when
ever
he
thought
said that, and he stepped off it onto the moon. He was.
Do you know when I watch them walking about on the moon, they're doing all that? Whee! Have you ever thought, right, because there's less gravity, right, and the pretty much when they jump, they're going higher, right? Wait until they're about to take a step in the room and then kick the legs and see how far it goes.
You can see that.
We're talking about the pinnacle of man and basically, the pinnacle of mankind.
You just see Neil Armstrong spiraling across the camera.
But it was only so that was the only way they could walk like that. They couldn't walk normally on the moon, like that, especially with those big space suits on. And that was it was the easiest way for them to do it. I mean, I sat and watched that. I actually watched that live. I remember it. I was 6-year-old.
Yes, people.
I
He's
was
that
actually
old.
there.
I'm getting ready to run. Watch. It was filmed in a studio. I'm joking, Dad. I'm joking. I don't believe that.
My sister Karen believes that shit.
Really?
That we didn't land on the moon. She thinks
lying.
and one thing I can't stand is conspiracy theorists.
That's not the
Of
subject.
course it was real.
That's not
Right,
the
so
subject.
we'll
Let's
get
move
off
on.
that at the moment. We'll leave that one for another day. But to actually sit there, the BBC used to close early on at night time, and the BBC actually stayed live for that landing.
So did they used to when it used to close? Did they literally just you tell you no?
It goes off. You get a little dot go, doo, like a little tiny little dot in the middle of your screen. Anybody of my age who's obviously from United Kingdom would know that. That's all you get. And it would literally just switch off. And they'd turn it off. And they'd always play the national anthem before they'd done it.
And they want a TV license.
No, it wasn't. Most said it was only about
recuperate the cost from staying live for the moon landing. That's what it
well,
is.
for me, the BBC. I mean, we're going off subject again. There shouldn't be a license. Why should I pay a license for something I don't fucking watch?
Let's not go there. That bores me.
Well,
or
we've gone through this before.
On that note, why should we step on a planet that fucking isn't ours?
Oh, do you know it's not ours?
Right, technically it is now, but that's not the point, right? Oh my god, the humans are that bad. We invaded a fucking planet.
The moon isn't classed as a planet. It's classed as a satellite.
Yeah, but... Oh, I thought you said a satellite, and I was like, where's the fucking aerial on that then?
It's a satellite. It's a satellite of Earth or a moon of Earth. It's classed technically as a satellite. The only other planet we have landed on, well, we haven't stepped on, but we've actually been there, is Mars, Venus,
Uranus.
The Russians. That I tell you what, I give the Russians 10 out of 10. Every time they sent a probe there, it got destroyed within minutes. But the last one they sent, it actually took photographs of the Venusian surface because the atmosphere. The Venusian surface, Venus.
Say Venus then.
And they got photographs of it.
Sorry.
And they built that probe. It was like a fucking tank, literally.
I think the length
armored
from the
hell.
last lot.
That's how bad it had to be. It was heavily armored just to survive a few minutes.
Why? What's wrong with the surface of it? Is it like?
Oh bloody hell!
Liquid methane,
Venus is a greenhouse effect gone riot. Literally, carbon dioxide in there keeps all the heat in. It's baked it fucking dry.
Isn't it liquid methane as well?
No, that's cold. That's out. It's happening. That's out.
If they drove if they flew past it and just went with a match, would it go fucking kaboom?
No, it doesn't work that way.
Or would it just go wee?
Venus is a greenhouse effect gone riot.
I forgot what a greenhouse effect is. I learned that in school.
Yeah.
Earth.
Heat. Because of the atmosphere, basically carbon dioxide, it keeps the heat in. The sun heats it up and it keeps the heat in. It can't get rid of the heat. So it's basically Venus has baked itself.
It's
that fucking hot. It's that hot. It's that hot on the surface of Venus. It will melt lead. So the Russians had to build this probe, and it was built like a fucking tank. And I think it lasted about half an hour, and that was it. Boof! It was gone. That was it. Gone.
A fucking waste of money.
But the Russians done it. Some of the Americans haven't done.
Nor have we.
They may have beaten to the moon, but they didn't fucking beat them to Venus.
Do we not have a space program?
You part of the European space program? I was.
When did they launch?
Next question.
So
we
don't
go
have one.
International Space Station and back. We're like the kids in like the shallow pool.
Yeah,
we
but
don't want to fuck with the deep end.
We go to the International Space Station via America.
Yeah.
So it's NASA.
In all fairness, right, we haven't got many decent places to fucking take off.
Why is that? It was never going to be part of the British Empire anyway. The moon, as Al Murray says.
See, I'm okay with us not having really much of a space program.
What was it he said? There's no point in putting in national rail work, criminal justice, and a governmental system, but there's no fucking there anyway.
Anyway, as we were saying, we're not getting political. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm not even phased that we don't really have a space program. Like, it's not a biggie for me. I'm not really.
We build a lot of satellites. quite a lot of satellites in space are actually built in this country.
Oh, so we
A lot of them are.
Here's a fun
Typical
fact.
Britain.
Here's a fun
Yeah,
fact.
go on, Michael.
Did you know there's
Oh.
over 3,000 satellites in space?
Never knew that.
You don't
I
know.
think it's shocking how much is up there. Like, it's no need. You're ruining it.
It's
Fuck
too
it.
vast. It's too vast for anything to hit anything.
Just bring it down.
Without them there, you would say, like, Jamie, your phone wouldn't work.
Mm.
Your GPS
Not
wouldn't
all
work.
of them.
Your
Most of
television
it's
wouldn't
flying
work.
debris.
I didn't get none of that.
I said most of it's just flying debris now. Most of them
Yeah,
actually-
most of it is, but the stuff that's already up there is like Michael said, they're far apart. They're going to hit each other.
No.
And you've got the likes of NASA and other agencies keeping an eye on it anyway.
No, but I mean, like, why you're on about how we need to look for more other places because we're ruining Earth, but now you're fucking up space by just leaving all this shit up there. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah, but tell me
What's
how
the
they're
point?
going to bring it back.
They have got ways of bringing it back. It's just that it's too expensive. All you got to do is slow it down. All you got to do, because it's traveling that fast to keep in orbit. All you have to do is slow it down slightly, and it'll come back on its own. It'll burn up.
Jamie's
But
going to
nobody's got the financial backing to do that.
Jamie's going to go to Eston Hills and try and shot stones at them.
Throw him in his catapult. Just imagine him with a black widow catapult.
It might work. Never know.
I'll get you here, little bastard.
Drop a Saturn V rocket to one of them.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll work. It was the F1 engine, and it was a J2 engine, which was the one in the middle.
I don't know. I'm not really interested in Saturn V.
Yeah,
rocket.
I like that. For me, that was the best feat of engineering ever. That.
I'm
was a
more
Saturn V
old
rocket.
school plane engines.
Do you know what the best feat of
Well,
engineering
technically,
was
with
for me?
engines.
No, I'll tell you. The best feat in engineering for me was, right? It's just my personal opinion before anyone tries to say I'm wrong.
What's he doing?
So shut up.
You can't even see
Ford
it.
Escort Cosworth.
You are?
The Ford Escort Cosworth.
No, it was the Sierra Cosworth.
Didn't I
Ah.
just say my pet? Didn't I just say mine? I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure
I agree with
Yeah,
Jamie
oh,
there.
fuck.
No, the
You're
best
joking.
Cosworth or Cosy ever made was the Sierra
Escort.
Cosworth.
I'll
No,
fight you.
the Sierra
Escort.
Cosworth was made before the Escort Cosworth. They tried it. They just fucking ruined it.
Oh, sorry,
That's why
no,
there
no,
wasn't
no.
many made.
I'll fucking fight you, mate. Swear to God.
But
I'm gonna steal your ring doorbell.
the Sierra Cosworth. It's the same as the original Skyline. The original Skyline was a lot better than the fucking new ones. A lot better.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's my feat of engineering. It's a beautiful car. It's my favourite car. It's just a personal thing. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous. Honestly.
My,
E-Type Dragon's one of my first
my,
favourites.
my feat of engineering is when I strapped a cannon to the Mosquito.
Oh,
It's
they called it the
unbeatable.
Tetsi.
It's unbeatable.
All right, fair enough. I got something better.
The kickback. Did you see the kickback on it? When they were testing it,
Yeah.
the fucking kickback was knocking the plane backwards. They put a field gun. It was a £6 fucking field gun to put on it.
I know.
This is a field gun that's designed to take tanks out, and they strapped it, and they put it on the inside of a Mosquito.
All right. The best
Fucking
feat of
hell.
engineering.
That's
Best
British
feat of
engineering for you. Ah, we'll give
Dad,
it a
let
go.
him speak.
The best feat of engineering. Middlesbrough Transporter Bridge. Yours isn't better than ours.
No.
And it's
It's like I said, you've got yours. Mine, for me, the best feat of engineering ever designed by man was the Saturn V rocket.
See, this is why our dad's slightly insane. His best feat of engineering was something designed that would fuck up a human.
And you're telling me the transporter bridge wouldn't if you fell off it?
Or a Mosquito wouldn't if
Falling
it shot
off
at
it
you.
And then strapping yourself
Exactly,
to a-
Michael. Or one of those Tetsi mosquitoes shot at you with a £6 cannon.
Right, anyway, on that
Fucking
note,
hell.
I think we've been talking long enough.
Yeah, we have.
No,
Yeah, no, Dad, it's
was the subject
Dad,
of getting
Dad,
good.
I
Dad.
have to end the
Dad.
episode at some point. You can't go on all night.
Well, Michael's going to edit the shit out of it anyway.
This doesn't need editing.
Right, anyway. Fucking see. Doing the intro and outro we used to. You can do
So-
the talking bit. But you don't do the shutting up bit.
I got the Saturn V rocket. What have you got, Jamie?
RS Cosworth.
Michael?
Escort Cosworth, sorry. Yes, Cosworth.
The de Havilland Mosquito.
Yeah, I can
So
agree
you
with that.
two
But
got flying things. I've got some that stays on the ground. Yours goes vertical. Mine goes...
because you're the girl.
Mine goes 500 mile an hour.
No, well, the Saturn V goes straight up.
I
It
don't
doesn't
care.
Go. So, okay,
Well-
then, but-
Mine goes round corners better than yours does.
Racing.
Right.
Yours has
Mine's
to go
the-
around the planet. To
Mine's the
turn.
fastest.
Yeah, he's got a
Mine's the
point. He's got a point. Yours got to go around the planet to 10.
No, it doesn't. It can actually turn in flight. They make it lean over the flight.
Yeah, that's just it falling down.
Yours only comes in one
And it
colour.
doesn't actually turn around the planet. It falls around the planet.
Yours only
It
comes in
doesn't,
one
it
colour.
doesn't turn.
Your spoiler isn't as good as the one on that.
Two. Actually, the 4 fins at the bottom are a lot better than the spoiler on the back of a Cozzy.
Nah, we can change the alloys.
And
We
they
can't
came in
change-
2 colours, black and white.
We can change the
change the
alloys.
We got a steering wheel to steer it. You've just got to hope and pray it goes well. You just gotta...
No, it's just a little. It's computer steers it. Right, come on in. Let's finish now.
That's cheating.
Yeah, what's coming out of yours? Mate, I got 250 brake horsepower. What's coming out of yours? The planet, the power of a sun.
18,000.
£7.5 million worth of thrust. Try and beat that, then you twat.
can go
Fucking screw your jet engine.
Go to not to invisible like that.
Or if it goes wrong, not to dead.
If you stick your face.
Can you imagine the sticker? Can you imagine the sticker on the back of a Saturn V rocket? It says, "Don't try and keep up, mate. You won't make it." Can you imagine that?
No, I think the sticker on the back of a rocket should be, if you're reading this, you're too close.
No. It's some little boy racer from the 80s and his little
No.
his little
They need
Nova,
a bobblehead.
little Nova trying to race it at the lights.
They need a bobblehead.
A what?
And the bobblehead on the side, I'm just rocking.
Set the fluff.
On the
Set the
dashboard.
fluff
So on the dashboard, it's doing this.
Yeah.
You're doing the same thing when it takes off.
Fucking fluffy dice shaking in the window.
Okay, then let's wrap this shit up.
Yeah, well, my
Oh, have a good laugh.
my car's got a wide bar in it, mate. Mine's got 6.
5.
4.
And they're not just wide bars, mate. They're like 2 mile wide each.
Yeah, that's it. World's biggest wide bore.
Yours needs a key to turn.
The F1
I
engine.
need a flamethrower as a spark.
It was a charge, like it was just like a
Spark.
shotgun charge that started them up.
Your flame out the back of your car can burn toast. Mine can burn a town. Try me.
Burn your fucking eyebrows off. Anyway, come on, man, we've got to finish it now because he's on a roll.
Honestly, I'd talk to everyone. Right, anyway. Me, Jamie, him, Michael, that dad.
Do it properly.
Ooh.
Do it properly.
You said don't ruin tradition. I always say that dad.
No,
No, you don't say that, Dad.
Alright,
Come on.
him. Wait, it's been fun speaking about things that were built to kill us. You can say it's not, because fighter jets, what are they designed for?
Well, basically, anything built by a man will kill you.
It's in the name, fighting. And what do they do when they fight people? They don't kill them with swords like they used to back in the good old days. These go, fuck that, I just press this button and fucking BAM!
They go into battle with frying pans.
Yeah, like I said, anything built by a man will basically kill you.
Spoon.
He's not wrong, because if you stick a fork in a toaster,
That tells me you've tried that.
of course I haven't. It fucking
An idiot.
People
Oh,
come up with
Jamie.
something stupid. They're like, oh, well, a kettle wouldn't kill you. If someone hit you with it, I'd kill
Especially full.
Well, what about a spatula? Mate, that's easy. If I just jammed it in your eye far enough, it'll fucking
Spatula
work.
them to death. Oh, I'm
Just
catching your
jab
mic now.
your Everyone knows the most fucking killer. The thing that'll kill you the most in the kitchen is an oven. If that goes bang, it's fucking. Can meet your maker.
Rest in peace.
I was wrong. 'Cause it's
So this-
electric. I'm not fucking with gas.
Rest
Don't
in
trust
peace.
that. I hate when the lads come check the boiler out and check the gas. I'm always on edge. I'm like, fuck it, mate. One wrong move and we're both done. So watch what you
Right,
do.
are we going to end this one now? Because this is all going to get edited off this.
No, it's not.
Are we going to end this one now?
No, I'm not
That's how
editing
they
it.
designed the Rocket 5. Someone's oven went bang in their house and went, just give me a fucking idea, there, boys. I know how we're getting to the moon. What, strap an oven on the back of
Just have a fucking over to your back.
10 hobs on.
Yeah. Quick, turn all 4 hobs on. Let's go.
Why
Put the
aren't,
afterburners on.
why aren't
Put
we
the
moving?
afterburners on. That means if you put the afterburners on, it means you put the toaster on.
Saturn 5 rocket, right? The Saturn 5 rocket. All you see on the two side views, 2 coloured gas bottles.
Chug. Nicked off a Jippo side. Colour gas.
That's what's
Right,
making
Anyway,
the
sorry.
sound.
So for me, Jamie, him, Michael, and
Me,
him,
Dad.
Right.
Good
It's
night.
been a pleasure talking about airplanes. I tried everything I could to get away from the subject of flying, but it just wasn't happening.
I've really enjoyed this one. I really have. Talking about planes, we end up going on to rockets.
to the sky, but I can't. Anyway,
I
Dad.
have enjoyed this one.
Let
What?
him finish. I can't hear
I'm
him
glad
while
you
you're
have enjoyed this
talking.
one, Dad. Because wait until the next one, we're talking about boats. Oh, I'm going to be on form with that one. Can't wait for that bad boy.
Hurry up and finish.
Right, so until the next one, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to drop a comment. If you want us to talk about anything, you just drop a comment. We'll sure talk about it. If you want to ask any questions, feel free. Until the next one, see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Don't talk to strangers.
Amanda Rhodes.